So the idea is that you are a resonator, just like a radio. You may locate this resonator in your brain, but you really, as a being who is made of fields, resonant fields, you are a resonator. Your brain is traducing that resonance, that information, into something that you understand as a personality, as an individual. And so you are always receiving this information, all kinds of information, and because of the form of your mind, you receive it as different kind of information. Some people receive very logical aspects of information and they may become scientists. Some other people may receive dream-like pieces of information, very symbolic information, and they may become spiritual researchers or spiritual teachers. But basically, you are receiving the information that you choose to receive at an unconscious or conscious level. So this basic assumption creates all kind of interesting branches, possibilities, because we can, for example, say that because of this basic assumption, a religion, a spiritual teaching, spiritual belief is just as good as an equation. It's a description of a deeper reality. So it's not eternal, because as any scientific discovery, it can change, it can evolve, it can refine itself more and more, it can focus itself in a direction or another. We have no problems understanding that an equation, a scientific discovery can change in time, that science is evolving all the time. But sometimes we have a harder time understanding that this is true for spirituality too. So a religion, for example, that is a very fixed way to look at the world, it's a bit like a science that has become rigid. It's old, it's rigid, it doesn't allow itself to change, to evolve. It's attached to its own beliefs. True spirituality, in my opinion, it's like true science. It's always on the verge of going beyond itself. It's always seeking to move on, to evolve. It doesn't really fear the idea of losing its old beliefs, because it understands that belief is something that always changes. So for true spirituality, like for true science, it doesn't really matter if the things they find are not fixed, are not absolute. They are always playing to go beyond, to explore and express something more. Living spirituality like this will allow spirituality to finally become part of the world, because right now spirituality, yes, it's becoming more and more part of the world, but there is still a force that is keeping it separated. In fact, we can see it in the relationship between science and spirituality. Yes, they are beginning to relate with each other a lot, actually, and it's very good. Still, the majority of people probably think as these two topics as separate topics, separate worlds. And there are the believers of science and the believers of spirituality. They judge these two polarities, and one is better than the other. They need to become the same thing in the end. But before it can happen out in the world, of course, it needs to happen in our minds, in our beings. So this is just to say that looking at spirituality in this way, just as an advanced form of science, is healthy and will be one of those things that can really help us in this time. Satnam. Blessings.